Stein, and today is your BMB Coronavirus Daily Report for Friday, June 12th. This is the 63rd day of school that we have missed since we began following the governor's stay-at-home orders, and this is the final BMB Daily Report for the 2019-2020 school year. Like today, back in 1941, a misreading of intelligence reports and a failure to prepare led to one of the worst disasters in our nation's history. On December 7th of that year, the Japanese Navy launched a sneak attack on Pearl Harbor, drawing the United States into World War II. On that day, the battleship Nevada happened to have 2 boilers online and was able to get underway as the rest of the fleet remained stationary. Through the professionalism and dedication of her crew, the Nevada made for the open sea. Realizing that if the Nevada were to be sunk in the channel, it would block access to the port, the captain of the Nevada decided to beach the ship to allow the fleet the opportunity to prepare and counterattack in the days ahead. Since March 13th, BMB has been a lot like the Nevada. We were ready on day 1 of the pandemic. Our students were uniquely able to work remotely. Our weekly shows were on the air immediately. We launched a new daily report on day 2 of the shutdown. Our students created tutorial videos to help their classmates struggling to work remotely, and they created public service announcements about social distancing and thanking essential workers. As the stay-at-home period wore on, the students of BMB kept the community informed and even entertained as they launched live game shows, concerts, and even a telethon for St. Baldrick's. Now, as the school year draws to a close, like the Nevada, it is time for BMB to go off the air. In the weeks and months ahead, many plans will be made for the return to school in the fall. To make sure that BMB is once again ready on day 1, we too will join in those preparations. So now, let's check in one last time with our BMB reporters all around Long Island to see what's going on in their neighborhoods.
Hey everyone, Mr. Russell here for a special daily report. I live in Patchogue, which is a big port town in Suffolk County that has a large summer scene. There are many businesses and restaurants that have had a rough opening to their season, and lately a few spots are starting to open their outdoor seating to try and get more business through their doors. I try to support our local businesses by ordering takeout or products from them as often as I can, and I feel like this situation has been a reminder to support your local businesses and the people that work hard for your community. Over the last 3 months, I've been assisting Bellmore with remote learning technology, as well as supporting BMB with all of their undertakings. I have been studying and enhancing my skills in the Adobe suite, such as After Effects, Premiere, Lightroom, and Photoshop. I've been exercising at home to keep myself in shape without access to the gym, and I've continued meditating every day to keep myself focused on the present. It's been hard to put the last 3 months into words. We all experience our own version of it, but I believe that it showed all of us how much we need social interaction in our lives, how much we miss each other, and how important it is to our overall happiness. I think that us as a society, we were able to adapt pretty quickly, whether it was our online platforms, remote learning, video conferencing, and those drive-by birthday parades. We found ways to make the most of this situation and to value each day, because you never know when it will all change. To all my BMB students, thank you for the best year of broadcasting yet. It was beyond impressive what you were able to accomplish this year. I know you all have been hearing it over and over again, but I really hope you take the time to look through our YouTube channel and appreciate all the hard work that went into this year. And I can't wait for us to do it all again better next year. And lastly, to the seniors. I'm sure I sound like a broken record when I say I did not expect our last year of BMB together to end this way. But it has been an incredible experience to watch you all turn into adults and create this program with us. I hope someday soon we can do a proper goodbye. I know you all do amazing things in your lives because you're a very talented and hardworking group of graduates. Thank you for the last 4 years together, and good luck on your next adventure. Mr. Russell.
Hi, I'm Miss Kalish reporting for BMB from Levittown, and we are closing out not only week 13 of the coronavirus shutdown, but also the 2019-2020 school year. Hearing myself say that out loud is crazy. When all of this began 13 weeks ago, I remember thinking, or maybe hoping is a better word, that it would maybe only be for a week. I never expected it to last this long. I know that at the beginning of all of this, many of the students were feeling overwhelmed. And I have to say that as a teacher, so was I. It was so hard to find the balance of how much work to give and when to give it. And while I was worried about all the ins and outs of virtual teaching, I was also worrying about the well-being of my students. Honestly, at first, I felt like I was failing my students. I wanted to be there for them as much as I could, but I could only do so much. After a while, I think we all, teachers and students, found our groove. Our schedules didn't always line up, and I found myself working way more than I would have if it had been a normal school day, but I didn't care. It felt so great to be able to connect with my students, even if it was after school hours. I am a teacher. I am at my best when I am teaching, and this wasn't a vacation. I wanted nothing more than for this to be over and to be back in my classroom with my students. That being said, what have I been up to other than teaching? Well, some of you may know that I am a photographer, so I've been taking a lot of pictures, and I used to do food photography, so now I've combined both, and I've become quite the chef. I've been cooking up a storm and then documenting my outcomes. I've had a lot of quality time with my pups, Cass and Kayla. If you've been on a Zoom call with me, you've heard them barking. We go on a lot of walks, and I think they're going to go into a state of shock when I do finally return to school. I've spent a lot of time working on my backyard, making it a nice place to socially distance with friends. I've got a fire pit and a grill. I set up an outdoor movie screen. So I've been doing my best to make the most of this time and reconnect with friends and family, and I hope you've all been able to do the same. Now for the hard part. To my BMB kids. Wow. To think you've been doing these daily reports for 3 months, and I had trouble with just this one. You guys blow me away. I cannot believe how much you've accomplished during this shutdown. Honestly, I don't know how you did it. I have never felt more lucky. I feel like I have won the job lottery. I cannot thank you enough for all you guys have done. You guys really got me through this. Whenever I was down or having a hard day, it would never fail that I'd hear from one of you, whether it was an email or an Instagram or a remind message or even a classroom comment. You guys never failed to brighten my day. I looked forward to our Zoom calls, and there were a lot of them, but it was always the highlight of my week, knowing that you would all be there. To my freshmen, I am in awe of how much you have grown in the past 3 months. Prior to the shutdown, we had done one freshman takeover, and with that only one experience, you guys took on this shutdown with a force, and you crushed it. I was so incredibly proud every time I turned on my TV and saw your faces staring back at me or heard your voices doing a voiceover on a package. I will remember this year for many reasons. First of all, it was my first official year as a BMB broadcasting teacher. Secondly, coronavirus. And third, you guys. I am unbelievably happy that you are stuck with me for the next 3 years. I hope you are too. To my graphics team and everyone who joined the graphics team to help when we needed to make 5,000 graphics, what can I say? You are amazing. You certainly learned how to create on the fly, and for some of you without the fancy software. Our weekly meetings for graphics didn't always stay on topic, but they certainly were entertaining. To the seniors. Now, I know I was never officially your teacher, and I really only just got to know you this year, but thank you. Thank you for letting me into your BMB world in your last year when you could have easily dismissed me. I wish I could get 4 more years with you to learn from you and to work alongside you. You guys have proven how dedicated you are time and time again, but this shutdown only shone a light on that even more. You chose to show up and keep showing up all the way to the end. No senioritis here. And that is so moving, and I am so honored to have just been a small part of that. I also want to give a shout out to Mr. Russell and Mr. Stein. Thank you for taking the time to show me the ropes this year and make me a part of the BM family. I don't think there was a day this whole shutdown that went by without hearing from Mr. Stein several times throughout the day, so we could, speaking of, Just hold on one second. Hey, Mr. Stein, what's up? They want us to cover what? Sorry, guys, I have to take this. So for BMB, I'm Lisa Kalish.
Thanks, Ms. Kalish and Mr. Russell. The students of BMB truly could not have done what they have done for the last 3 months without you. Now, one last time, let's check in with our BMB seniors. BMB's Luke Melfa put together this series of exit interviews. Let's see what they had to say before they go off the air one last time.
All right, so how are you today?
I'm doing pretty
All right, question
swell.
1. So why did you join BMB?
Why did I join BMB?
But so when I first joined, I didn't know what it would bring. And when I first got into the studio, I didn't know what the studio would bring or what it would have. And then as soon as I walked into the studio, I saw the Mac laptops and the studio and all these different equipment. I was like, okay, this is something I can work with.
I remember in 8th grade, they made an announcement over the loudspeaker about that. And I went to the meeting, I just found out the information about it. And I was like, this sounds pretty interesting. Because at the time I wanted to be a sportscaster or whatever. So, I thought that, joining broadcasting would be a good opportunity to explore that.
Well, before I came to Melfa, I used to do YouTube with some of my friends. And I just wanted to learn how to edit and film videos more. And I thought BMB was the best way to do it.
Broadcasting was not only a way for me to make friends and stuff like that with people who had similar interests to me, but it also allowed me to go on a career path that I personally wanted to go into anyway. So it was just a very nice program to start out with that I ended up joining.
I've done a lot. It was crazy. I didn't really think doing a show was even possible, or even it's when you're in a class, you always just have a predetermined mindset of what you can do, what you can't do. But in broadcasting, it's just a little bit different because you can really let the imagination run wild.
I've done a bunch. It started freshman year. I went to shoots, participated as a camera person, and moved my way up into the booth, and eventually to the director and producer roles. Then there's the news, where I would occasionally be on the morning announcements, and then I eventually moved up again and became the news director. And then I would also do sports, where I'd be the announcer for a bunch of sporting events. I'd do sports talk.
BMB gave me a sense of continuity. From freshman year to senior year, I was taking various classes, usually escalating in difficulty. And BMB was a consistent reprieve for me, because I always knew that in one period each day, I'd be able to relax, do some editing, do some camera work. And it was a pretty enjoyable experience.
One main thing I take away, having to do with film, is that when you're watching TV, you don't realize how much time and effort goes into creating something like that, or what type of shots they took and how the lighting is. I've really realized how much work and skill goes into making a simple 1-minute video.
Through this program, I've met some of the brightest people I know, and some of the best friends that I've ever met have been through this program. And I think not only has it given me an avenue in which I can have a leg up in college and stuff, but it's given me hands-on experience in a field that I personally would probably love to be a part of.
I guess if I had to take away one thing, it would have to be just the dedication and work ethic that just comes with BMB, that just teaches it to you throughout the experience.
Okay, let's just say hypothetically, I was myself to purchase a Kenmore Elite 75043 24 cubic feet with smart counter depth, French door, bottom freezer, refrigerator, stainless steel color.
Yes.
Just hypothetically, if I was to.
I would support you in it every which way.
Thank you.
What would you say to the incoming freshmen?
That's a good one. If I were to tell them anything, it would be, don't get discouraged when you make a mistake, and don't give up on the program in your first year.
Definitely cherish BMB because it goes by quick. I remember freshman year like it was yesterday. And it's a hell of an experience. You guys will have a lot of fun doing it. There's a lot of work, but don't be
What's the word? Don't be scared of the work. It's fun. It's a fun experience and a fun program. I enjoyed it so much.
I'd say follow your gut. Follow whatever interests you, no matter what other people think.
Get active early. It may seem like you're going to want to adjust freshman year, but once you start going to like the meetings and the shoots and whatnot, you're going to want to keep doing it. You're going to have a good time, even though it's extra work.
And finally, what's one word to describe your BMB experience?
Memorable.
Interesting.
I'd say monumental for mine. I'd say it was a monumental step for me. It not only made me more comfortable being myself in front of other people, which was something that scared the hell out of me when I first came into high school. Like, I was out for the first few weeks of high school because I was so anxious about it. And broadcasting really helped me get through it. It really helped me become the person I am today. And I think it was probably one of the most impactful and monumental decisions I ever made was joining broadcasting.
Thank you for taking the time to let me interview you. Appreciate it.
No problem, bro.
Thanks, Luke. BMB is absolutely going to miss all of our seniors. Wherever they may be next year, they'll always have a place on the air at BMB. So guys, make sure you come back and visit. A few weeks ago, we started a new segment here on the Daily Report called My So-Called Quarantine Life. All quarantine long, Lorrie DellaCroce has been one of the all-stars, the MVP of the quarantine period, if you will. So let's take a look at her video journal, My So-Called Quarantine Life. Thanks, Lorrie. Amazing work. You're going to do great things at St. John's next year. So this is it, the final BMB Daily Report of the year. For the last 4 years, it's been my honor and privilege to be one of the teachers here in the Bellmore-Merrick Broadcasting Program. I've gotten the opportunity to get to know and to work with the amazing senior class that we are graduating this year. This program is where it is because of your dedication and your hard work. You have laid the foundation, you have lit the road and lit the path for our juniors, sophomores, freshmen, and our 8th graders, who are not even here yet, to follow. You guys have been the trailblazers. You've been the tip of the spear. And we will miss you. I will miss you. Thank you to all of our seniors for the amazing things you've done for the last 4 years. Thank you to the juniors, sophomores, and freshmen who have carried the torch through the shutdown period, who've kept BMB on the air. You guys have done great things, and we look forward to great things from you in the future. So for the final time for the 2019-2020 year, if you are in the BMB community, we hope that you are safe and know that you are not alone. We'll see you all in the fall. This has been the BMB Daily Report, signing off.